Commander Lena Park gripped the armrests of her command chair as the deck lurched. The mobile capital, *Elysium*, ripped free from FTL right in the heart of the contested Nebula corridor. Stars smeared into focus beyond the viewport, laced with the glowing haze of ionized gas. Coalition pickets dotted the scanner's 10 destroyers closing fast. "Captain," traffic control pinged her earpiece. "Shuttles are mid-transit, we can't." "Reroute them," Park cut in voice level. "Bays 7 through 12, priority Alpha, evacuate pedestrian decks to core habs." "Make it a drill." Her fingers danced across the holographic tactical display. Elysium wasn't just a ship. It was Earth's beating heart. 30 kilometers of arcologies, factories, and farms, all fused into a fortress that housed 2 billion souls. And now it squatted in a war zone like a spider in the center of its web. Ambassador Salith burst onto the municipal command deck, his iridescent scales flushing crimson. The alien diplomat's tentacles writhed. "Commander Park, this is madness. You drop your * capital into a coalition blockade. Prove your sovereignty now, or we classify this as piracy." Park didn't look up from her console. She keyed the deck-wide feed. "Ambassador, welcome to the show. Municipal command is open for inspection. Scans, manifests, citizen logs, everything's live on your pad." Salith's multi-lensed eyes widened as hollow screens flickered to life around him. Voter rolls scrolled. Power grids pulsed green. Water recyclers hummed at 102% capacity. This is a city asterisk, not a warship. "How do you fight with civilians underfoot?" Park tapped to override. Bulkheads groaned as civilian traffic funneled into shielded bays. Shuttles banked hard, docking clamps snapping shut. "We don't fight with civilians. We fight around them. Rios, status on the siphon." Chief Engineer Mateo Rios' voice crackled from engineering. Park pictured him down there, grease-streaked coveralls, welding torch in one hand, tablet in the other. "Spooling intake now, Commander. Nebula density's perfect, 92% charged particles. Give me 90 seconds and we'll sip this cloud like a milkshake." Scanners lit up. Admiral Vex Corin's task force tightened the noose. Coalition destroyers accelerated, weapons hot. Their beams could crack continents. Elysium had no matching guns, not yet. Salith leaned over Park's shoulder, his breath hissing through gill slits. "Your engines barely register. No shields online. They'll board you in minutes. Yield, human. The Coalition offers terms." Park's lips quirked. She hit the all-call. "Attention, *Elysium* citizens. This is Commander Park. Public safety drill commencing. Secure to stations. Battle configuration in 30. Alarms whooped. The deck vibrated as the city ship transformed. Parks watched the schematics bloom. Residential towers rotated, exposing railgun emplacements. Parkways folded into missile silos. Hydroponic farms vented coolant, rerouting plasma to shield generators. Factories spat drone swarms, 10,000 microfighters, each packing a kinetic punch. Salith staggered back. "What sorcery?" "Not sorcery," Park said. "Logistics. We built this to move people, goods, power. Turns out it moves hell too." Rios chimed in. "Intake at full spool, siphon priming. Nebula gas incoming, converting to deuterium now. Power curve spiking 400%. Energy surged through *Elysium*. Lights brightened. The viewport polarized as the Nebula siphon drive engaged. Massive intake vents yawned along the hull, gulping ionized clouds. Converters hummed, stripping atoms, fusing fuel on the fly. No static tanks, no finite reserves. The Nebula itself became the tank. Coalition destroyers fired. Lances of plasma streaked in. Elysium*'s new shields flared, logistics nets repurposed into energy webs, beams splashed harmless, Park's fingers flicked. "Railguns online, target their engines, non-lethal spreads." Kinetics lanced out. Slugs the size of skyscrapers accelerated to 0.2 C. Coalition hulls buckled, destroyers veered, trailing debris. Vex Corin's flagship broadcast a tight beam. "Cease fire, identify capabilities." Park patched it through. "Admiral Corin, this is Commander Park of *Elysium*. We're here to talk, but not from a kneel." Salith clutched his pad, scales paling to silver. You feed on the Nebula, infinite power, this changes everything." "Not infinite," Park corrected. "Exponential, Rios, throttle it." "We don't want to slurp the whole corridor dry." "Copy that," Rios grunted. "Holding at 60% SIP, shields at triple redline, drones deploying for cover." The Coalition fleet fragmented. Pickets retreated, engines flaring. Vex's voice returned, edged with static. Mobile capital. Self-sustaining, you wage war from a asterisk city? Park leaned into the pickup. We wage peace from it too. Ambassador Salith is witness. Pull back, Admiral, or watch us outrun your blockade. Elysium pressed forward, siphon vents glowing blue. The nebula thinned in its wake, fuel converted to thrust. Coalition ships scattered like leaves. Salith slumped into a chair, tentacles limp. Humans normalize miracles. Your drill just rewrote the stars. Park nodded once. Just another day rerouting traffic. Scanners pinged. Vex's fleet regrouped at the corridor's edge. But Elysium accelerated, untouchable now, drinking the void itself. Rios's voice cut through. Commander, we've got enough juice to jump half the galaxy. Your orders. Park's eyes locked on the Coalition formation. Hold position, let them see. The nebula churned around them. Elysium hung there, a colossus feeding, growing stronger with every breath. The war zone wasn't a trap anymore. It was bait. Park smiled. The Coalition had come for Earth's heart. They'd found its engine instead. Park gripped the console edge. Ambassador Salith on me, logistics spine now. Salith's tentacles twitched. He scrambled after her, robes flapping. Park didn't slow. Bulkheads hissed open. The spine stretched ahead, a kilometer-long artery of humming conveyors, drone rails, and modular bays. No bridge pomp, just pipes, loaders, and the pulse of Earth's mobile capital, *Elysium*. Drones swarmed like hornets. One cluster yanked a hospital pod from peacetime orbit, slamming it into a repair queue. Factories unfolded next, 3D printers birthing missile racks from scrap alloy. Magazines rotated, ammo drums spinning up from raw ore feeds. Air thrummed with plasma torches and hydraulic snaps. Park stepped onto the catwalk. Her boots rang on grated deck. See that? Supply chain with engines. We don't command from thrones, we reroute. Salith's eye stalks widened. He clutched a rail. Pods shifted below, civilian habs morphing to triage bays, hydroponics dumping salads for chem fuel vats. Drones latched a fusion forge to the siphon intake, belching steam. This is your capital's heart. Factories dance like soldiers. Engineers dance. Park tapped her wrist comm. Guild leads status. Voices crackled back. Carpenters online, Commander, framing shield emitters. Plumbers reporting, routing coolant to forward bays. Electricians spooling capacitor webs. Guild pride, ma'am. Park nodded. Prioritize repair queues. Fire station rules, first in, first fixed. Fighters to alpha pads. Carriers get med bays next. Acknowledge. Copy alpha priority. She cut the channel. Drones obeyed, hauling welder crews to scarred hull plates. A civilian plumber drone, repurposed from arcology maintenance, sealed a plasma leak. Sparks died. Flow resumed. Salith leaned over the rail. His skin paled green. Civilians in war flow. Coalition doctrine quarantines them. Park's eyes stayed on the bays. Guilds train for this. Earthquakes, storms, invasions, same checklist. A drone brigade pivoted a magazine tower, loading railgun slugs fresh from the forge. Elysium flexed, modules locking with magnetic clunks. Alarms pinged. Park's HUD lit, Coalition scouts, 5 pickets probing the perimeter, slivers of silver against the nebula's glow. Rios, talk to me. Park strode forward, Salith hurrying behind. Chief Engineer Mateo's voice boomed from spine speakers. Siphoning steady, Commander. Nebula gas at 70%, diverting excess to capacitor lakes now. Below, Rios worked. Park glanced down through viewports. He stood amid glowing reservoirs, vast lakes of ionized plasma ringed by superconducting coils. Hoses snaked from siphon vents, pumping raw nebula matter. Rios twisted a valve. Blue plasma surged, filling the lakes. Drones skimmed the surface, etching fractal capacitors into the fluid. Probes incoming, Rios added. Scouts painting us, shields drinking the juice, triple capacity. Make it 4, Park said. Feed the lakes dry if you have to, Salith halted. Capacitor, lakes, liquid energy storage, impossible. Coalition banks crack under half that load. Park kept moving. Math doesn't care about impossible. Nebula's our tank farm. Drones zipped past, towing a hospital wing into alignment. Surgeons in void suits prepped autodocs linking to fighter cockpits. Scouts closed. Park's console projected their vectors, tight formation, lasers priming. Vex's voice cut through open channels. Earth vessel, your parlor tricks end. Surrender the core or we carve it out. Park reached the spine's nerve center, a holotank ringed by assigners. She jacked in. The tank bloomed, a 3D map of the nebula corridor. Elysium pulsed its center, siphoned trails like veins. Coalition fleet massed at the choke. Battleships, cruisers, picket screen. She traced a line. A single warning corridor glowed red, Elysium S projected path, narrow as a needle threading the densest gas clouds. Timestamps ticked. Interception windows, burn rates, drift margins. Park broadcast fleet-wide. No threats, just the map. Admiral Vex, your move. TH stared at the hollow. You, dare them with a road sign? Logistics chess. Park zoomed the corridor. Gas densities spiked, perfect siphon fodder. Elysium S engines would gorge, shields balloon. Coalition ships, starved for fuel in the soup. Vex's fleet stirred. Pickets surged first, matching the corridor's curve. Lasers lanced out, testing shields. Impacts rippled, absorbed. Capacitor lakes thrummed below, dumping power surges. Rios whooped over comms. Lakes at 90%, firing drone screen. Swarms launched from spine rails, not fighters. Logistics drones, retrofitted with chaff pods and decoy flares. They bloomed into false signatures, clogging scout sensors. Pickets veered, firing blind. Park watched the hollow. Civilian guilds fed the fight. Electricians juiced point defense grids. Carpenters braced torpedo tubes. A plumber crew rerouted siphon overflow straight to laser arrays. Coalition cruisers lumbered in broadsides glowing. Vex's tactic overwhelmed the corridor, force Elysium offline. Guilds phase 2. Park's voice stayed level. Hospitals to trauma nets. Factories to ammo surge. Pods shifted. Drones hauled medpods to spine hubs, linking neural feeds. Surgeons patched pilots mid-dogfight via remote arms. Salith gripped the tank edge, his tentacles quivered. Your people, they adapt like water. Like supply chains. Park punched thrust commands. Elysium lunged into the corridor. Siphon vents roared, gulping gas. Shields flared triple-thick, capacitor lakes boiling over. Pickets crossed the first window. Missiles streaked, drone screens ate them. Chaff clouds lit the void. Second window, cruisers, Park nodded. Rios dumped the lakes. Lakes firing, Rios bellowed. Capacitor plasma vented, not waste. Directed blasts. Bolts of liquid lightning arced from spine reservoirs, threading the corridor. They struck picket engines, fusing intakes. Scouts tumbled, venting atmosphere. Coalition channels erupted. Shields failing, what sorcery? Vex barked orders. Cruisers pivoted, unleashing salvos. Elysium S point defenses, guild spooled, swatted most. A few hit, hulls bucked. Park didn't flinch. Repair queues go. Drones swarmed breaches, plumbers sealed, carpenters plated, hospitals pulled wounded to auto docks. Flow unbroken, Salith's voice cracked. You turn wounds to weapons, logistics. Alive. Elysium accelerated. Corridor gas fed the siphon. Lakes refilled mid-run. Coalition ships lagged, tanks starving in the thin outer soup. Vex's fleet fragmented again. Battleships hung back, recalculating. Pickets limped out, scorched. Park pulled the broadcast. Map updated, new corridor deeper in the nebula, bolder timestamps. They'll chase or watch us vanish. Rios patched in. Full sip now, Commander. We've got jump charge for the core worlds. Guilds holding green. Salith slumped against the tank. Coalition assumed a heart to strike. You built an intestine, endless. Park's lips quirked. Intestines win wars, engines follow. She eyed the hollow. Vex's remnants clustered, probes relaunching. Alarms spiked. Fresh signatures, reinforcements. No, scout data feeding back. Vex's voice returned, strained. Mobile capital. You drink the battlefield, pull back, or rewrite the board. Park traced the next corridor. Drones hummed below, factories birthing fresh drones. Guilds cheered over comms. Chase if you dare, Admiral. Her finger hovered. We'll leave you the crumbs. Elysium surged. Siphon glow lit the spine blue. Coalition shadows shrank in the wake. Salith whispered, humans normalize miracles. Park glanced at him. Just another reroute. The corridor yawned ahead, gas clouds churning, bait set, they bit. Now the chain pulled taut. Abort cycle, shears at critical. Rios' voice cracked over the bridge comms. Alarms wailed. Park gripped her console as the holofeed showed 3 collector pedals shearing off in a blaze of sparks. Elysium S spine shuddered. The siphon glow flickered, then died. Damage report, Park snapped. Pedals 2, 5, 7 gone, Rios replied. Intake's chewing itself. Full siphon offline or we lose the core. Coalition signatures closed on the tactical plot. Vex's battleships punched through the outer clouds, lasers priming. Park traced the denser nebula wall ahead. No time for clean fuel. Hard drift starboard, punch into the thick stuff. Engineering vent excess plasma aft, scramble their locks. Helm officer nodded. Thrusters fired. Elysium yawed, hull groaning against the drag. Turbulence alarms blared. The ship slammed into roiling gas, sensors fogging. Coalition targeting pips blinked out one by one. "They're blind," Park said. "Hold course." Salith lurched from his observer perch, scales paling. "Commander, reactor grids browning out. Sector 3 offline. Coalition oversight demands." "Authorize it," Park cut in. "But they stay dark, no signals in this soup." Salith hesitated, then keyed his wrist pad. "Emergency oversight granted. Elysium *, report cascade failure protocols." Park ignored him, eyes on Rios's feed. The engineer crouched amid sparking conduits in the spine bay, toolkit open. Pedals dangled like mangled sails. Gas howled through the breach. "Rios, talk me through it," she said. "Shear from the drift," Rios grunted, yanking a coolant line. "Feedback loops building, 1 minute to detonation. Weapons cooling's got the pumps we need, rerouting now." Park watched the schematic shift. Weapons loops meant to chill railgun barrels diverted to the intake vents. Plasma ducted back, damping the wild shear waves. Red indicators flipped amber. Coalition chatter spiked on open channels. Vex's voice boomed. "Human capital veering erratic. Probes confirm intake damage." "Press attack, cripple the feeder now." Park muted it. Elysium bucked harder. Bridge lights dimmed as sectors blacked out. Crew braced at stations. "Stabilizing," Rios called. "Damper online, partial siphon resuming 20%. The spine hummed back to life. Glow returned, weaker but steady. Pedals retracted, sealing the wounds. Turbulence eased as the jury rig pulled gas steady. Salith stared at the hollow. "You, repurposed armaments for engine plumbing." "Logistics first," Park said. "Guns stay cool either way." Vex's fleet adapted. Probes burrowed through the clouds, relaying locks. Railgun volleys lanced out, grazing Elysium S shields. Park plotted the next twist. "Increase drift vector. Engineering, spool those cooling loops to max, overfeed the intakes." Rios paused on feed. "Commander, make it a weapon. Dump the excess shear plasma through forward vents, turn our turbulence into theirs." Rios grinned under his visor. "Redirecting vents, plumbing's now a shear cannon." Bridge crew exchanged glances. Helm adjusted. Elysium dove deeper, gas compressing around the hull. Coalition pickets fired first. Missiles streaked, detonating short in the murk. Vex's flagship loomed on the plot, main batteries charging. "Fire shear burst," Park ordered. Rios triggered it. Weapons cooling pumps reversed. Stabilized plasma, now superheated shear waves, erupted from forward intakes. The nebula lit up. A cone of ripping force slammed the lead pickets. Picket hulls buckled. Armor peeled in the plasma gale. Two tumbled, engines venting. Vex's battleships veered, shields flaring under the backwash. "Direct hit," Tactical reported. "Their probes shredded, locks denied across the board." Salith's mandibles clicked. This is no engine, it's a storm generator," Park's console pinged. "Jump charge at 60%. Guild factories below deck spat drones, fresh scouts deploying. Elysium stabilized, siphon purring on the hybrid feed. Vex's voice returned, edged. "What sorcery is your capital? No ship survives such intake." Park opened the channel. "No sorcery, Admiral, just pipes and pumps. Yours run dry yet?" Silence. Then, regrouping, you force our hand. Probes reformed, cautious. Elysium pulled ahead, corridor narrowing. Reactor sectors flickered back online, Rios's fix holding. "Charge at 80, Rios patched in. "Pedals deployable in 10, we're eating again." Park nodded to Salith. "Oversight, see that? Coalition tech peaks at static yards, we move the yard." The ambassador's eyes widened. "Your ingenuity, it devours threats. We chased a fortress, you built a serpent." Park traced the coreward path. Reinforcements dotted the plot. Vex calling reserves, but Elysium *S lead grew. Drones swarmed back, data streaming, enemy tanks critical, formation cracking. "Push the siphon to 30, she said. "Weaponize the wake trail plasma to foul their drives." Rios complied. Aft vents belched ionized gas. Coalition pursuers hit the plume, engines stuttered. One battleship listed, power spiking erratic. Vex roared, "Evade, it's baiting us into exhaustion." Park smiled faintly. Elysium accelerated. Nebula gas funneled in, petals blooming anew. Jump charge climbed. Guilds reported full drone wings ready. Salith leaned in. How do you normalize this? One breach from Oblivion and you forge a gun from coolant. Checklists, Park said. Rio's builds. We aim. The ship plunged coreward. Vex's fleet fragmented, half chasing, half withdrawing. Probes harried but died in sheer bursts. Elysium *S spine glowed full blue. Charge complete, Rios announced. Jump to core worlds primed. Park eyed the plot. Vex massed for a desperate lunge. Helm evasive spiral. Engineering prime the damper for overload shot. Rios's feed showed him welding reinforcements. Locked, one big flush incoming. Coalition lasers slashed close. Shields buckled a sector. Alarms rose again. Fire, Park said. The forward vents roared. A massive shear wave erupted. Plasma plumbing turned battering ram. It carved through Vex's vanguard. 3 cruisers crumpled, debris blooming. The Admiral's flagship reeled, hull breached. Vex's signal broke. All ships, disengage. The capital consumes us. Park cut the channel. Elysium jumped clear, Nebula fading behind. Core worlds beckoned, jump successful. Bridge erupted in controlled cheers. Salith sagged, whispering, intestines win wars. Park turned to the forward view. Guild fleets awaited awed. Human ingenuity had rewritten the board, not with grand weapons, but with clever pipes. Rios patched up last. Plumbing held, Commander. Next Nebula we upgrade. She nodded. Copy that. Coalition's learning. Fresh signatures pinged, scouts from core allies. Vex's remnants scattered, starved. Elysium sailed on, mobile heart of a new power. But the plot updated, distant signatures massing. Larger threats stirred. The serpent had teeth now. Coalition carriers erupted from hyperspace, a razor wedge slicing toward Elysium *S flank. Commander Lena Park snapped her gaze to the plot. 20 hulls, heavy with fighters. Admiral Vex Corrin's signature pulsed at the tip. He aimed to herd them toward a choked exit vector, nebula shear zones that would shred shields. Status, Park demanded. Tactical officer spun. They're projecting our path, exit lock in 12 minutes. Park's fingers danced over controls, no time for debate. Cut external comms. All channels dark. Engineering, Rios launched the shell. Chief Engineer Mateo Rios' face filled her secondary feed, sweat streaked under flickering lights. Shell primed, dumping capital signature now. It'll mimic our drive flare for 30 micros. A shudder ran through Elysium *. The disposable habitat shell, stripped crew quarters packed with dummy reactors, jettisoned aft. It ignited false beacons, full-spectrum emissions matching the nebula siphon drive. Power curves, gravitic spikes, even heat blooms from fabricated plasma vents. Park watched the plot bifurcate. Coalition sensors latched onto the shell. Vex's wedge pivoted hard, fighters swarming the decoy like wolves on bait. Ambassador Salith leaned forward at Park's elbow, his iridescent scales paling. The alien liaison's tentacles clutched the console. They chase the ghost. Shell fools their arrays. Park didn't look up. Fools enough. Helm, micro-jump sequence. Thread the cloud core. 1-second bursts max scatter. Helm officer nodded. Elysium dives. The mobile capital plunged into the nebula's heart. Violet gas clawed at viewports, sensors drowning in interference. Micro-jumps fired, tiny warp kicks bending space without full charge. The siphon drive hummed, sipping ionized clouds for power. No clear vectors needed, just math and momentum. Salith's eyes widened at the shared tactical feed. Coalition icons swarmed the shell 2 light seconds back. Vex's carriers loosed grids of drones, pinning the fake signature. Lasers stabbed, carving chunks from the habitat husk. It vented spectacularly, drive core blooming in a death flare. They're destroying it, Salith whispered. Believing it you, Park's lips twitched. Good. Buys us vector freedom, Rios patched in. Shells at 20%, it's broadcasting surrender pings your script, Commander, Vex'll bite. The plot confirmed it. Vex's flagship broadcast triumph. Capital breached, all units converge. Fighters peeled off Elysium *S blind arc, chasing ghosts. Carriers throttled up, forming a kill box around the shell's debris. Park exhaled. Engineering, spool siphon to 80. Tactical, paint their flanks, ghost echoes only. Let them think we're crippled. Elysium ghosted deeper. Micro-jumps chained, pop, drift, pop. Nebula eddies masked the ripples. Coalition long-range scans fizzled in the soup. Park's crew worked in rhythm, calm calls, precise adjustments. Humans turned chaos into checklist. Salith sagged into his seat. Your drive, it drinks the storm. Coalition fleets starve in clear space. Not starving yet, Park said. Rio's reinforced jump coils, we're punching out soon. I ducted plasma holding, one miracle per nebula. Alarms spiked. Vex adapted. Park's plot lit red. Interdiction lattice deploying. Mast from the carrier wedge. Gravitic webs, warp anchors, null field emitters. Vex pinned space itself around the shell's projected path, and Elysium *S ghosted echoes. Lattice expanded like a net, folding exit vectors into knots. Fighters wove through seeding mines. No slipstream escaped. The sky locked solid. Salith bolted upright. They caged the void. Nothing moves now. Vex's voice cracked over emergency band, auto-decoded. Surrender the fortress, humans. Your center breaks. Park killed the audio. Her mind raced vectors. Lattice covered prime exits, but micro-jumps didn't need primes. They chewed cloud mass for twist points. Helm chain jumps through dense pockets. Engineering overfeed siphon, flush shear vents on exit. Rios grinned in feed. Overload confirmed. Plumbing'll sing. Elysium bucked. First microjump spat them into a gas torus. Lattice tendrils groped blind. Second jump vectored under a plasma jet, siphon gorging. Coalition drones buzzed past, chasing phantoms. Park watched Vex's lattice thicken. Carriers poured energy, hulls glowing from strain. They bet everything on the cage. Salith gripped his armrests. Impossible, lattice binds 10 cubic light years, your ship, trapped. Park ignored him. Status on core spool, 90%, Rios barked. Tools clanged behind him. Coils hot, ready for the real show. Coalition sensors pinged wild. The shell's remnants fed false data, Elysium dying, emissions fading. Vex's wedge tightened, lattice pulsing denial fields. Fighters strafed debris, claiming kills. Park's plot showed the trap's heart. A null bubble, space warped flat. Enter that, and Elysium crumpled. Helm final sequence. Jump into the lattice shadow, use their own gravitics for sling. Helm complied. Elysium twisted. Siphon roared, converting nebula fury to warp juice. Micro-jumps accelerated. 5, 10, 20. The ship danced through cloud veins, untouchable. Vex's comms erupted in chaos. Anomaly, signature split, Park smiled faintly. Flush it, Rios triggered. Forward vents belched not weapons but siphon exhaust. Superheated plasma ducted tight, a sheer lance. It punched the lattice edge, unraveling gravitic threads. Carriers shuddered as feedback lashed back. Salith stared. You weaponize exhaust, logistics as spear. The lattice frayed. Elysium micro-jumped clear, emerging in open space beyond the cage. Core world gates gleamed ahead, guild fleets inbound, but Vex rallied. His flagship knifed forward, batteries live. Pin them, Park's alarms screamed. Incoming salvo, relativistic slugs, warp lances. Damper overload now, she ordered. Rio slammed panels. Elysium *S spine ignited blue. The nebula-fed damper field ballooned, absorbing kinetic fury. Slugs vaporized on contact. Lances bent, flung wide. Coalition carriers braked hard, lattice collapsing. Fighters scattered, fuel dry. Vex's voice cut sharp. Evasive, regroup on, Park cut feeds. Helm full burn to gate, engineering damage report. Minor buckles, Rio said. Upgrade list growing, that lattice. We siphon its scraps next time. Salith laughed, a bubbling alien sound. Humans normalize the impossible. Coalition learns late. Park eyed the plot. Vex's wedge reformed distant, plotting pursuit. Guild signatures swelled, reinforcements, odd pings requesting parley. Elysium accelerated, siphon purring. The mobile capital outpaced hunters. Nebula clouds beckoned ahead, endless fuel, but sensors pinged deeper threats. Core blockades stirred. Vex signaled allies, heavier fleets massing. Park leaned forward, prime for next cloud. They lock skies, we swim the storms. Rios chuckled. Copy, pipes ready. Salith whispered to no one, intestines rewrite stars. Elysium surged, heart of rising power. Coalition chased shadows. Humans moved free, fresh alerts flared. Hyperspace ruptures, Vex's reinforcements twice the carriers. They vectored to intercept the gate. Park's plot updated. No herd this time, direct assault. Battle stations, she said. Rio's double siphon taps, we feed and fight. The chase reignited. Carriers disgorged swarms, interdiction grids spinning anew. Vex bet bigger. Park threaded *Elysium into the next nebula arm, microjumps chained. Decoy shells prepped too this time, laced with mine payloads. Salith watched, scales flushing awe. Again. You plan miracles in advance? Checklists, Park replied. Launch on my mark. Shells bloomed false signatures. Coalition dove in, lattice firing. Elysium ghosted under, siphon drinking deep. Vex's trap snapped shut on empty air. Sheer vents roared. Plasma rams crumpled lead carriers. Lattice shattered. Park punched the gate vector. Elysium jumped, core worlds opening. Behind, Vex's fleet burned. Ahead, galaxy shifted, but the Admiral's final broadcast lingered in buffers. Earth's heart endures, regroup, evolve. Park archived it. Evolution cut both ways. Guild fleets hailed, bows dipping virtual. Human ingenuity turned pipes to power. Rios signed off. Plumbing gold, Commander, next upgrade, lattice siphon. She nodded. Threats loomed larger. Elysium sailed on, untouchable engine. Spinal cannon primed, Rios reported over the comm. Target locked on Nebula core. Commander Lena Park gripped her console. Elysium *S bridge thrummed under red alert strobes. Coalition carriers, Vex Corin's evolved pack blocked the jump lane, twice the numbers from last time. Interdiction webs spun wide, pinning the mobile capital in the nebula's glowing haze. Fire, Park said. The fortress shuddered. A lance of plasma erupted from Elysium *S spine, burrowing into the nebula's dense gas. Sensors painted the path, density dropping fast, a tunnel carving clean through ionized murk. Park watched the plot bloom green. Low resistance vector, escape route forming. Beautiful shot, Rios patched in from engineering. His voice stayed level like he tuned engines daily. Tunnel stable for 30 seconds, pushing siphon taps to max, nebulas feeding us triple. Park nodded to her helm officer. Elysium ahead full, follow the carve. Ambassador Salith leaned forward at the observer station. His scales rippled doubt blue. You shoot the nebula. Not the enemy. Build first, Park replied. Fight second. Coalition lattice fire answered. Beams slashed past, ionizing gas into plasma blooms. Elysium surged into the tunnel, siphon drive gulping fuel straight from the cleared path. Shields held at 80%. Park's fingers danced plots. Carriers closed ranks, Vex's command ship at the van. He vectored to ram the tunnel mouth. Incoming interdiction pulse, Tactical called. They're locking the exit, Park keyed Rios. Chief, your magic on point defense. Reprogramming now? Rios' feed showed him elbow deep in a laser turret panel. PD grid syncing, ionizing the corridor behind us, fake density spiked to spoof their sensors. Lasers flickered out, not in defense bursts, but precision sweeps. They stripped electrons from nebula gas, forging a false wall of high-density plasma. Coalition sensors lit up red. Vex's fleet braked hard, lattice pivoting to seal the ghost barrier. Salith's frills flared. Illusion, your weapons lie to machines. Logistics trick, Park said. Rios builds paths, we walk them. Elysium cleared the tunnel. Siphon hummed richer, power reserve spiking. Park spun the fortress on maneuvering thrusters. Spinal cannon cycled for snapshots. Coalition swarms boiled out, fighters, corvettes boarding, torpedoes priming. Incoming hail, comm said. Salith's console chimed coalition codes. The ambassador patched it through. Vex Corin's hologram snapped into view. His crest ridges stood sharp, eyes like targeting locks. Earth vessel, cease maneuvers, surrender your core drive, coalition claims primacy. Park arched a brow. Admiral, polite chase today? Salith interjected, voice urgent. Commander Park, I relay ceasefire codes per treaty embed. Stand down. Vex cut him off. No quarter liaison, humans hoard god tech, seize the heart, end the threat. His hologram winked out. Torpedoes launched, live boarders packed with shock troops. Vectors locked on Elysium *S bays. Salith recoiled. He escalates my codes. Relayed, Park said. Doesn't mean they bite. She slammed the launch order. Counterboarders out, rescue protocol. Pods jettisoned from Elysium *S flanks, not weapons, but blocky lifters. Standard rescue hulls, retrofitted in Rios' yards. They burned hot toward the torpedoes, mag clamps extending mid-flight. Coalition torpedoes fired countermeasures. Pods danced evasion spirals, thrusters firing in predictive bursts. Park watched the intercept tally climb. 5, 10, 15, clamps latched. Rescue arms unfolded not to board but dismantle, sparks flew in the void. Pods stripped torpedo hulls like auto-wreckers. Armor plates peeled free, propulsion ripped clean. Warheads neutralized by plasma torches. Debris clouds bloomed, repurposed mid-battle. One pod tractor-beamed a full-engine nacelle back toward Elysium **. Rios, Park said. Parts incoming, hot swap the spares. Copy, he grunted, turning their teeth into our tires. Salith stared at the plot, his tail coiled tight. You, salvage in combat, intercept and rebuild, Park kept eyes forward. Waste not, Elysium ** as a factory first, capital second. Vex's fleet recoiled from the stripped wrecks. Carriers loosed fresh swarms, but interdiction faltered. The ionized corridor fooled their grids. Elysium ** S siphon drive purred, nebula taps overflowing capacitors. Shields regenerated to full. Spinal ready, Rios called. Tunnel 2 carving on your mark. Park targeted the nebula's next arm. Fire! Another lance punched through. Park chained microjumps, Elysium threading the fresh path. Coalition fighters pursued, lattice beams grazing hulls. Rescue pods vectored back, laden with loot, enemy reactors, sensor arrays, even troop modules venting borders into space. Salith forwarded fresh ceasefire pings. Vex ignored them. His command ship pushed ahead, rams glowing, Park's plot updated. Guild scouts on perimeter, neutrals watching the show. She broadcast open channel. Coalition forces, stand down, we're plumbing the nebula, join or clear. Vex's response crackled. Madness ends here, boarding teams inbound. Pods met the next torpedo wave, clamps snapped. Dismantling accelerated, Rio's patched drone feeds showing autofabs spinning up. Stripped parts fed into Elysium S bays, assemblers whirring. One pod even jury-rigged a captured Corvette engine into a booster pack, rocketing back faster. Booster acquired, Rios laughed. Strapping it on ventral, jump range up 15%. Park felt the fortress lurch as the hot swap locked. Elysium accelerated, siphon blazing blue. Coalition carriers split formation, Vex committing half to pin the tunnel. Salith's scales shifted to Wondergold. Your engineer reprograms lasers, your pods eat torpedoes. This is no fleet, it's a forge on the move. Checklists, Park said. Humans log threats, build counters. Vex's lattice converged, beams hammered shields. Elysium returned fire, spinal carving wider, point defense now dual-tasked, spoofing sensors and lasing incoming drones. Rescue pods swarmed like bees, stripping a full squadron mid-volley. Admiral Corrin's voice boomed again. What sorcery is this? Yield, Park keyed reply. Logistics, Admiral, yours break, ours build. The plot shifted. Vex's command ship overextended, chasing a pod decoy. Elysium rolled, ventral booster firing. They sideslipped into the nebula arm, tunnel sealing behind with ionized gas. Rios patched through. Siphon stable. Enemy parts integrating, lattice countermeasures online. Their own webs bouncing back at them. Coalition fire tangled in spoofed densities. Carriers collided, rams shearing hulls. Vex's ship bucked, emergency vents flaring. Salith stood. Ceasefire codes active. Fleet-wide relay, Vex comply. The Admiral's hologram flickered back, crest drooping. Impossible, one vessel, repurposes my assault. Park watched his retreat vector form. Not impossible, practical. Elysium cleared the nebula. Core world gates beckoned, guild hails flooding in. Siphon drive thrummed untouchable, gorged on gas and spoils. Rescue pods docked, bays alive with fab arms welding enemy tech into human frames. Salith bowed slight. I learned too late. Humans normalize miracles. Park archived the battle log. Next checklist, lattice siphon upgrade. Threats evolved. Elysium pressed on, engine rewriting stars, but fresh ruptures pinged astern, Vex's core reinforcements heavier. Park's console lit. They massed for blockade. Rios chimed. Pods reloaded. Spinal hot, your call. She smiled thin. Build the gate. Elysium turned, siphon hungry. Coalition shadows loomed larger. Humans forged ahead. Park slammed the scan override. Bulkhead panels irised open on every view screen. Elysium **S population decks flooded coalition feeds, millions of humans in hydro farms, schools, fabrication hives. Children waved at pickup cams. Workers welded struts mid-shift. No weapons, no fleets hidden in the guts of the mobile capital. Salith spun from the comms dais. His frills flared violet. Tribunal feed live, coalition justices online, witness the scans, honored ones, Elysium bears all. Park kept her eyes on the threat board. Coalition shadows thickened astern, Vex Corrin's reinforcements, dreadnoughts and lance carriers blotting the starfield. She timed the release perfect. 10 seconds to full exposure. Admiral Corrin's hologram snapped into focus center bridge. His crest ridges locked rigid. Irrelevant, mobile capital or not, Earth's engine tech violates guild pacts. Precision strike authorized. Target the siphon core. Lances ignited from his van. Needle beams lanced through the void, zeroed on *Elysium *S aft glow. Park's console pinged real-time sync. Scans captured it all. Tribunal feeds now beamed the attack vectors live overlaid on civilian blocks. Got you, Park murmured. She patched Rios. Chief, lens now. Rios' voice crackled from engineering. Dumping nebula mass, gravitic lens spinning up. Deep in *Elysium *S belly, the siphon drive hummed overload. It gorged on ionized nebula remnants, star gas siphoned earlier, compressed into hyperdense slugs. Rios vented them not as projectiles but feedstock. Fab arms spun the mass into a temporary grav lens, a warped bubble of spacetime 50 clicks wide, tuned to refract enemy fire. Coalition lances hit the lens edge. Beams bent 90 degrees. They sheared into Corrin's own pickets instead, hulls vaporized in synchronized blooms. No human shots fired. Elysium drifted untouched. Salith's eyes widened, frills inverting white. He jabbed the tribunal relay. Justices, observe, Admiral Corrin strikes at exposed civilians, then his own fleet pays the price. Human deflection non-kinetic, no retaliation. Binding injunction, freeze Corrin's command authority, cease all hostilities. Hollow justices murmured, scaled faces from a dozen coalition worlds. Feeds looped the evidence, scans open, strike incoming, lens bend, friendly fire. Engineered proof, time-stamped, undeniable. Corrin's hologram flickered as overrides locked his boards. Preposterous, Corrin barked. They rigged the authority frozen, a justice intoned. Task force, stand down, Elysium cleared for core world transit. Park leaned back, her fingers danced the archive keys. Battle log sealed, tribunal stamped. Elysium's siphon drive purred, nebula-hungry bays already recycling lance debris into lattice upgrades. Salith approached her station. You timed the scan to capture his strike, built the deflection from his nebula chaff. Evidence forged faster than denial. Park nodded once. Checklist item. Corrin's fleet peeled off, vectors reversing under injunction lock. Rescue pods from the skirmish docked seamless, fab arms snagged Rex mid-drift, welding coalition hyperdrives into *Elysium *S frame. Rios patched up. Lattice at 112% efficiency. Next nebula arm pre-mapped. We're ghosts now. Park eyed the core world gates ahead. Guild hails piled in diplomatic pings, trade offers masked as inquiries. Elysium accelerated smooth, mobile capital untouchable. But a stern ping spiked. Corrin's core reinforcements split, half complied, half veered rogue. Park's board lit with fresh signatures, stealth corvettes, guild black hulls, no injunction bound them. Ambassador, Park said, tribunal buy us time, what's their play? Salith checked his frills. Vex overreached. These are his inner circle loyalists. They'll ram the siphon direct, overload it from inside. Park keyed Rios. Spinal mount reloaded. Hot and hungry, Rios replied. Pods too, but rammers shrug countermeasures. She plotted intercepts. Elysium rolled ventral, booster plume igniting. Humans built for this, logistics as layered defense. Population blocks resealed, but scans lingered open, proof banks for the next feed. Salith watched the rogue vectors close. You normalize the impossible, one ship rewriting power. Park smiled thin. We build the evidence, they chase ghosts. Rogue corvettes burned hard, closing to knife range. Park triggered pod swarm, decoys bloated with spoofed mass, nebula-siphoned gas mimicking dreadnought hulls. Loyalists fired blind. Pods burst, gas blooms tangling sensors, Rios chimed. Gravlens variant 2 online, spinal lanced primed. Park nodded. Fire on my mark. Corvettes knifed through the swarm. One clipped a pod, exploded into fabnets, tendrils snaring its drive. Elysium sideslipped, siphon intake flaring. It slurped the wreck whole, mass converting to shield lattice. Corrin's hologram reformed, crest shattered. Stand down. Justices cleared the feed, Earth's capital is no threat. Too late for rogues. Park marked targets. Spinal lance barked, precision bursts, not kill shots. Drives crippled, hulls intact. Boarding pods launched from *Elysium *S bays, Marines in zero-G harnesses. Salith stared. You capture them, integrate. Park archived the second log. Practical, Rios reported. New drive spooling, siphon at 140%, gate jump viable. Core world gates loomed, guild fleets parting. Elysium threaded the lanes, engine rewriting the stellar map. Threats evolved, deeper coalitions whispered of engine embargoes, but humans forged ahead. Park's console pinged, tribunal verdict finalized. Elysium affirmed neutral carrier. Coalition access granted to observe, not seize, saileth bode. I learn. Your ingenuity turns blockade to boulevard. Park cued the upgrade queue. Next checklist, guild integration. Astern captured corvettes docked. Fab arms word. Elysium grew stronger. Fresh ruptures flared far out system. Unknown signatures, heavier mass. Park's eyes narrowed. Coalition shadows never fully retreated. Rios patched. Siphon ready, build the counter, she smiled. Build the alliance. Elysium surged forward, Nebula feeder primed for the long haul. Galactic power shifted, one weld at a time. Park's console blared red line alerts. Coalition signatures swarmed Elysium S flanks. 50 hulls, drives dry from the botched blockade. She keyed the fleet-wide hail, voice steady. Admiral Corrin, Commander Park. We carve you a withdrawal corridor, Vector 047 Mark 9. Weapons stay hot, doors stay open. Your call. Corrin's hologram flickered into view above her tack plot. His crest spines quivered, eyes locked on the drifting wrecks of his vanguard. Elysium S siphon had gutted the mid-charge, converting debris to raw energy. Human, he growled, mandibles clicking. Your fortress eats stars, yield it or we glass the lanes. Park marked the corridor with a swipe. Clear plasma lanes, no traps. Her spinal lances hummed, locked but cold. Yield nothing, take the exit, refuel your stragglers on us, proof of intent. Rios' voice cut in from engineering. Siphon primed, Commander, full restart in 30, they'll eat from our table. Corrin's fleet probes tested the corridor. Drones zipped ahead, scanning for mines. Park watched the holotank. Elysium loomed central, a kilometer-wide citadel ship, its nebula siphon maw yawning wide. Human fab arms extended like welcoming hands, tractor beams ready. No alien armada matched that logistics as leverage. Insult, Corrin spat. We siege, not beg. His heavies edged forward, ion cannons charging. Park's Marines prepped boarding clamps on the crippled corvettes. Begging's your play now. Siphon restarts in 10, fuel or fight. Rios' countdown ticked. Park gripped her console. Alarms spiked. Corrin's rogues broke formation, lances firing wild. Elysium shuddered, point defense grids flaring blue. She sideslipped the fortress a hairbreadth, evading the barrage. Rios now. Deep in the core, Mateo Rios slammed the master override. Plasma ducts roared. The siphon intake bloomed, a vortex of ionized gas pulling from the local nebula. Elysium drank deep, hydrogen, helium, trace exotics, fusing them into deuterium slugs. Output surged to 200%. Rios patched through, full scale, dumping fuel packets to their dry hulls, collateral proof. Tractor beams lanced out. Golden streams arced from Elysium S bays, slamming into Corrin's stranded task group. Alien drives sputtered, then ignited. Cheers erupted over open channels, Corrin officers barking in shock. Park's plot updated, 42 hulls refueling, greens lighting across the board. See that, Admiral? We feed our foes, your move. Corrin's hologram froze, his strategist's spines flattened, probes withdrew. This changes vectors, he signaled retreat. Hulls peeled off, funneling into the corridor. Elysium S Marines boarded the captures instead, securing intact crews for integration. Park logged the turnover. Practical. Ambassador Salith approached her bridge station, frills pulsing violet, alien awe. The Coalition liaison clutched a data slate, its charter glowing. Commander, your siphon. It turns starvation to surplus. No fleet does this. Park nodded, eyes on the plot. Logistics win wars, sign it. Recognize Elysium as mobile capital, human custody, neutral carrier. Salith's tendrils danced over the slate. Hollow seals locked, first interstellar charter affirming Earth's wandering heart. The guilds will rage. But facts bind, he bowed, frills settling. Humans normalize miracles. Park archived the dock. Miracles are checklists. Fresh pings lit her console, guild fleets repositioning, not attacking. Elysium threaded core world gates, its siphon trail a comet's tail. Corrin's remnants vanished into jump space, chastened. Rios patched again. Fuel surplus at 300%. Next jump plotted. Park pulled stellar charts. Nebula clusters beckoned, dense fuel clouds perfect for the long haul. Vector to the veil, plotted. Her fingers flew. Jump engines spooled, gate harmonics syncing with the siphon. Alien fleets shifted in response. Coalition heavies orbited at standoff range, scanners probing. Guild pickets flanked like honor guards. Elysium accelerated, a moving star dragging its court. Park watched the dance, no encirclement possible. Who corners a capital that feeds on the void? Corrin's final hail buzzed. Park, truce holds, but the High Council asks if your capital moves, who corners Earth again? She smiled, cueing the jump. Elysium warped space, vanishing into the nebula's heart. Galactic power realigned, one fueled leap at a time. Park's bridge hummed with post-jump quiet. Scanners swept the Veil Nebula's core. Turbulent gases swirled, ripe for the siphon. She leaned back, tallying gains. Captured corvettes docked at Bay 3, crews in debrief. Human Marines swapped tech with aliens, zero-G harnesses for crest stabilizers. Collaboration sealed the peace. Salith lingered nearby, studying her plot. Your engineer Rios, he rebuilt our drives mid-firefight. Guild techs take cycles for that. Tools and math, Park said. Ducted plasma if needed. Her console pinged, Rios's upgrade queue. Fab Arms word outside, grafting alien hulls onto *Elysium *S frame. The fortress grew, modular and unstoppable. Distant signatures flared, more coalition shadows probing the nebula's edge. Park marked them neutral. Open channels, offer fuel. Salith's frills flared. Again, you bait them with bounty. Bait hooks allies, she broadcast. Coalition elements refuel vector open. Stand down, integrate. Responses trickled, wary accepts. Fuel streams arced anew. Corrin's voice returned, subdued. Your ingenuity rewrites doctrine. Park plotted the next leg, Core World Nexus Guild Summit. Elysium surged, siphon flaring. Fleets trailed like pilgrims. The galaxy adapted or got left in the dust. Rio stormed the bridge, grease-streaked. Siphon mods complete, efficiency up 20%. We outrun black holes now. Park clapped his shoulder. Good build, cue the summit defenses. Alarms whispered, embargo whispers from deep space. Guilds plotted engine blocks, she smiled. Humans turned logistics to legend. Elysium ate the nebula, grew stronger. No center to seize, no corner to hold. Salith signed the addendum, full guild access, observer status. Earth's capital moves, power follows. Park hit execute. Elysium jumped, a rogue star rewriting the stars. Fresh ruptures ahead, unknown heavies mass-locked. Park's tack plot spun. Rio, siphon hot, doors open, he grinned. Building the counter. Coalition shadows closed, but Elysium waited, feeder primed. Who corners the uncornerable? Park watched Corrin's fleet reform at long range, his hologram steadied. Commander, the question burns, mobile capital untouchable. She offered the corridor anew. Answers in the fuel, take it, streams arced. Alliances welded. Elysium led the dance, nebula-sated and sovereign. The galaxy finally asked right, if the capital can move, who corners Earth again?